Hello, welcome Gemini to your October 2020 tarot reading and forecast. Great to see the subscribers back again. I always love seeing you. I'm sending lots of positive energy your way. Now we'll see what there is in store. By the way, if you have a decision to make or if you're worried about something and you think that I might be able to help you in a private reading, just check out the information that's in the description box below and you'll see how many other people from all around the world have benefited. Now I'm going to take 5 cards for you this month because that's all we're going to need. And we shall see what there is in store for Gemini in October 2020. Let's get it underway and see what this first card is. The Tower. That's always a good card for you, I think, the Tower. What's this one here? The High Priestess. Interesting. Good for you too, I think. Particularly good for Gemini, I think, that card, but we shall see what it has to say in connection with the other cards that are around. Your first 2 are both major arcana, as you probably have already determined. There is the 9 of Discs. Beautiful, beautiful energy. You've jumped out, whoever you are. There's the Page of Wands. Oh, it's looking pretty good so far, but let's see what the final card has to say, shall we? Well, why don't we take you, whoever you are? There is the 4 of Cups. Okay. Why don't you, as is your usual practice, come and sit down next to me. We'll have a good close look at these cards together while I do the reading for you. By the way, next month's reading shall be published on the 7th of October at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. I mean, look at these cards. Well, it looks like there's going to be some transformation occurring for you. You know, the English poet John Keats said, "Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter." And I think that you will find the pressure, the unheard, unspoken pressure building up within you for internal transformation during this period, which is going to be good. Let's look at this first card here, the Tower. Well, the Tower and lightning are lovers. The liberation of divine light through the phallus, that is the Tower, for the purpose of both creation or destruction, which really are one and the same. The Tower is the ultimate phallic symbol, a penis representing the male principle in the universe and the creative force penetrating from one world into another. Now here it looks like there are people that fall from the Tower like semen, ablaze with creative fire and energy, because for you this month the Tower liberates. In the Tower, the life force explodes orgasmically from the phallic tower, coming out of the head and ripping off its own crown, that 1,000-petaled lotus, sending it crashing to the earth, like a giant eagle atop the caduceus, that wand that you would be familiar with, spreading his wings and falling like lightning. Let's pull it out a little bit here, shall we? Well, the Tower is the energy, power, and life force of the divinity, Genesis-style life force, to create or destroy. You know, in ancient biblical Hebrew, the 16th letter of the alphabet is Ayin, which means eye. It is the eye of God with all of the creative and destructive power of the same, a spiritual light that shines brighter than any physical light, far brighter than the sun. Now, when it's represented in writing, Ayin resembles the letter Y. And in mysticism, it is taught that it is the 2 eyes within the one source. One of the eyes sees only evil, and the other eye sees only good. Now we, as humans with free will, can choose which eye we will see from. when the divinity strikes you with lightning, as it is doing now, blowing apart the carefully constructed tower of your life, your internal life, you can decide to see it as a blessing or as a curse. You can take that power and harness it for something great, break through the barriers that previously held you, or you can crumble and be ruined under its weight. It's your choice. The lightning-struck tower is a doorway to a new paradigm of self. The tower is like the Grail castle. Within it is the most precious thing imaginable, your true self, your immortal soul and holy Grail. When the tower is destroyed, your heart is laid bare. Now you are in the midst of, or about to enter into, an intensely extreme transformative process. Whatever is destroyed or shaken within you serves to purify you and make room for something new. Allow it. Are you ready to view yourself and life with new eyes? Observe yourself in daily life. Situations may seem to repeat themselves, but you will not continue to repeat old, limited, restrictive behavior patterns. Say this to yourself: who I think I am is a belief to be undone. I have the ability to heal and restore myself at all times. I am not inside my body is inside me. Well, it's fitting that this card on the same horizontal line as that tower is this of the High Priestess, the daughter of the Silver Star. Here we have her. Another major arcana on top of your spread, so this is a transformative period here for you. Let me have a look at her for a moment. What you have to tell me, my darling? She says, I am all that has been and is and shall be, and my robe no mortal has yet uncovered. Well, she is the Hymen priestess, guardian of the gate of life and death with a veil of flesh. She parts her parchment scroll, or column-like legs, to reveal the wisdom within. If you put aside her veil, there may be several drops of blood, like crimson pomegranate seeds, to show you that she has passed that way. The High Priestess is the counterpart of the magician in this tarot system that we all so enjoy. Now, the magician is the masculine energy, yang, and she is the feminine void, yin. He is the day and she is the night. He is radiation, brilliance, and illumination. She is darkness and secrets. He is without, she is within, and together they are our spiritual mother and father. The High Priestess, what else can we say about her? Together, really, the magician and the High Priestess, they are the heavenly king and queen. The High Priestess here, and let's have a closer look at her again. She is pictured, isn't she, as if she were a sea monster with her collective head in the abysmal ocean and her tentacles extending beyond. Now, life is inherited. You have come from your biological mother and father, and they both contributed DNA and life force. Each of those things inherited its life force in an unbroken chain that goes back to the beginning of life. Male and female together, energy and body from each, and we become, in all of our life and experiences, the stewardess or steward of this life force and ancestral memory. These lifelines are the tentacles, I think, of the monster-like dark rivers flowing through time, all connected. Yeah. I think what she speaks is of mysteries for you at this time, the uncovering of secrets, the need to get in touch with your feminine side, and the men should have no concern about that because we all have a feminine side to us. It's just that the masculine side is predominant. Look within yourself for the answers, which is what this energy here is also saying. What is hidden, secret? Also, you probably explore the occult. Create a contrast in your life so that you know where you stand. You now have access to your intuitive powers. Develop them more fully. Guard your independence. Are there areas in your life in which you allow others to influence you rather than trusting your own intuition? I think also seek out water as often as you can. Just look at it and learn from it as much as you can. This is, I think, the beginning of a very creative cycle for you where you will be asserting your independence. You will have increasing self-esteem. You will be becoming aware of intuition as a gift. It is a time for discovering the oasis that is within you. Trust your intuitive abilities. Say to yourself, I deeply honor and value the human being that I am. I am intuitive and perceptive. I trust myself and honor my sense of integrity. Yeah, really the most beautiful card. It's actually very rare to pull the High Priestess. Did you know that? Very rare. She's a very rare being. Let's have a look at this central energy. The Lord of Material Gain. You'll be pleased to hear, I think. Let's have a closer look at the imagery on here. Let me look at it. Well, if you are a student of the occult, you might be familiar with the image of Baphomet, which was painted by an artist, Eliphas Levi, some years ago. The picture here seems to be put together with the heads from the Egyptian ram-headed god Kun. He is an ancient god, even for the Egyptians, and as the source of the Nile, and later as the potter who made children out of the fertile clay on his wheel. If you also look at the picture here, you'll see it's quite androgynous, almost a hermaphrodite really, a male and female body in one. Hermes and Aphrodite. And there is a caduceus here, we mentioned that before, here almost as a phallus. Very difficult to get away from sexual imagery in the tarot because it's very much part of our lives. Now inside you'll see a flame in there. That represents the male aspect of ourselves, while the black void, which you can see around here and behind it, that is the female, the basic elements of creativity and form. Now, interestingly, the energy around here is, let me just put that, is to me that of Venus in the second decan of Virgo, that 3rd to the 12th of September. Well, Venus, as you know, is concerned with love, but also with money. These are both expressions of your values, your pleasures, your tastes, aren't they? Venus is saying that if your heart is pure and you follow your heart, your life can only gain from this, and good fortune is going to attend your material affairs. Now, this might relate to money because at the 9 we're getting pretty far down away from the ace. So I'm seeing things like gain, reward for effort, realizing your goals, some sort of beginning of financial and personal independence, a sense of material security, certainly the desire for self-sufficiency. And I think projects, situations, and even relationships are going to work together to produce material gain for you. You will start moving ahead. This isn't wealth. It's not Bill Gates or the Tata family in India. But you'll find that when you look back on this period, the position from which you are looking back, you will say, I am now materially better off than I was then. There is with this, and again I'm looking at this painting that is here, I really am getting the feeling here of a period of general improvement in all areas of your life. It's a karmic reward that's coming your way. At last, good luck and good management in financial affairs. But remember, if your knowledge and creativity are filled with love, you will gain from all situations in life. You know, the more deeply you are engaged, the more comprehensive your insights will be. Do you know what is your highest goal in life? You have to have something to aim for, and you have to have a step-by-step action plan as to how to get there. And carefully check whether that which you call gain is in fact in full harmony with your ultimate goal. And have this thought in mind. Everything that happens today serves my growth. The more I give, the more I receive. Oh, and down here we have the Lord of Blended Pleasure. The Lord of Blended Pleasure, the Four of Cups. Now, no emotion or dream is without cause or meaning. They are not random flotsam cast up on the shore, but meaningful windows and clues into that which the subconscious is dealing with. This is important because it is the foundation for your consciousness. It colors your whole perception of the world, decides what information you will take notice of, what motivates you, what drives you, where you will direct your libido and energy. The shell is a dream, an emotion, a perception, or intuition, a gift from the ocean of your subconscious, not to be taken lightly or repressed, but to be given reverence and just consideration. Just like a pearl that takes many, many layers of slow coating, this is how the emotions should be tended to, slowly, surely, and something beautiful will result. Take it slow. A drip can make holes in rocks. Water erodes softly and slowly. Water builds and creates slowly, gently. Yin, that female principle. And as if to really hammer home this female principle that is important during this time, I have the moon in the third decan of Cancer, 12th to the 22nd of July. Now, the moon rules Cancer, which in some respects can be one of the great benefits of this. This is about love, tenderness, care, and emotional riches. There is a period here, though, where I think that it is liable that there could be some degree of boredom or dissatisfaction in life, which is bringing about this internal transformation. You see, this is an energy which is on the way out. This is, I think, the energy which is triggering this internal change, which is being represented by both the Tower and the High Priestess. Perhaps you lack motivation or need to seek new goals and set them, as this card here was also saying. Maybe you're looking at material things as a substitute for happiness. seeking temporary pleasure as an escape from feelings of discontentment. It reminds you to realize what you do have and to appreciate it, and understand, of course, that others are certainly worse off than you. You are being given at this time much love and devotion. Enjoy it without becoming dependent on it. Are you in any relationship in which you feel restricted? Are you expressively devoted to someone? Say to yourself, I enjoy being with that person, full of thankfulness and joy. Let's have a look at this young woman over here as your final energy. The Page of Wands. There she is. Come on, Page of Wands. The Princess of the Shining Flame. Here she is. Look, you know, people who have belief will always be stronger than those who do not. I'm looking at this picture here, and I'm getting the feeling of what in the West, people in the West will be familiar with this person, Joan of Arc. And this represents the great things that can be done when one is moved by faith and acts on what they were divinely inspired to do. Now, I may use some Christian background in this, and I'm not selling religion, but I'm just using it for the purposes of the imagery for your reading. And it applies to anybody in whatever people's own personal religious beliefs are. You see, every person is born with a purpose in life, some large, some small, yet who are any of us to judge these things as large or small? But when you follow that bliss that you were meant for, you will be motivating with the current of the universe and will be able to achieve the seemingly impossible and miraculous. Now, she's carrying here a sword of Joan of Arc, and if you don't know her story, just look it up on Wikipedia. The king at the time had offered her a sword, but she refused, instead requesting a sword her voices told her was buried behind the altar in the chapel of St. Catherine de Vrba. It was found, and she took the symbolic arms not of any country, but of the divinity itself. She also had a standard made with, and I'm looking at these pictures here, with Mary, Jesus, God, and the angels presenting a fleur-de-lis, which is the symbol of French royalty. But also a sign that God is presenting you with a special mission in life, just as he sent the Archangel Gabriel to present the Virgin Mary with the white lily to announce that she was pregnant with the Son of God. Now, the banner in this card is decorated with the symbols of Jesus, Mary, and the Holy Ghost, a sword, and a lily. So it's not surprising that I get that image of Joan of Arc. And we have this Holy Ghost thing coming down from above, which was from one of the Gospels. So she is the symbol for divine inspiration and the standard bearer. The flowers are the nature of wands, brilliant, intense, and beautiful, but their petals soon fall. Innocence and life is temporary, but is so sweet and beautiful beyond words. Now, the signs of people who are going to be important to you during this time are Leo, Cancer, and Virgo. A lot of that going on here. This is about you being freed from fear. This is this internal transformation that we're talking about with these other cards here. Freed from fear, a new beginning, optimism, increased perception. This represents someone who is energetic, individualistic, brilliant, and daring, and expressive in love, very expressive, and very enthusiastic about things as well. I guess the character of this woman here is one of that of the extreme individual. She creates her own beauty by her essential vigor and energy. She bedazzles, and you will bedazzle during this period. In anger or in love, she is sudden, violent, and implacable. She's ambitious, and sometimes can be irrationally enthusiastic about people or projects, but she never forgets an injury. And the only patience to be found in her is the patience with which she lies in ambush, ready to spring her revenge. People are going to love your character and energy. This is really about conquering your old fears and patterns of thought. Very much in this same energy which is coming through here with all of these to you. And you ask yourself this, as this card here was saying also, and when it's talking about being goal-oriented, what is the next step in your life? Find it fearlessly. Learn about ways of transforming fearful feelings. Get involved in other activities. And say to yourself, my greatest strength is, and then fill in the blank. And also say, as I accept my fear, it is transformed into love. Well, what a fantastic set of cards for you, Gemini. Well done. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I did providing it to you. It's my great pleasure to provide these monthly readings for you. So, of course, just please like and subscribe. It does actually help the channel, and it would help me be seen by a number of other people as well. You were fantastic during that reading. You did a really good job. Now, the only other thing that's left for me to say is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.